There was a Sunday when it rained with such force, and for so many hours, that there could be no procession to church, in consequence of which, as the day declined, I had arranged with Mrs. Grose that, should the evening show improvement, we would attend together the late service. The rain happily stopped, and I prepared for our walk, which, through the park and by the good road to the village, would be a matter of 20 minutes. Coming downstairs to meet my colleague in the hall, I remembered a pair of gloves that had required 3 stitches, and that had received them while I sat with the children at their tea, served on Sundays in the grown-up dining-room. The gloves had been dropped there, and I turned in to recover them. The day was grey enough, but the afternoon light still lingered, and it enabled me, on crossing the threshold, not only to recognize on a chair near the wide window, then closed, the articles I wanted, but to become aware of a person on the other side of the window, and looking straight in. One step into the room had sufficed. My vision was instantaneous. It was all there. The person looking straight in was the person who had already appeared to me. He appeared thus again with, I won't say greater distinctness, for that was impossible, but with a nearness that represented a forward stride in our intercourse, and made me, as I met him, catch my breath and turn cold. He was the same. His face was close to the glass. He remained but a few seconds, long enough to convince me he also saw and recognized, but it was as if I had been looking at him for years and had known him always. Something, however, happened this time that had not happened before. His stare into my face, through the glass and across the room, was as deep and hard as then, but it quitted me for a moment, during which I could still watch it, see it fix successively several other things. On the spot there came to me the added shock of a certitude that it was not for me he'd come there. He had come for someone else. The flash of this knowledge, for it was knowledge in the midst of dread, produced in me the most extraordinary effect. Started as I stood there a sudden vibration of duty and courage. I say courage because I was beyond all doubt already far gone. I bounded straight out of the door again, got in an instant upon the drive, and passing along the terrace as fast as I could rush, turned a corner and came full in sight. But it was in sight of nothing now. My visitor had vanished. I stopped. I almost dropped with the real relief of this.
What in the name of goodness is the matter?
With me? Do I show it?
Well, you're as white as a sheet. You look awful.
You came to me for church, of course. But I can't go.
Has anything happened?
Yes. You must know now. Did I look very queer?
Dreadful.
Well, I've been frightened.
What was it?
An extraordinary man, looking in.
What extraordinary man?
I haven't the least idea.
Oh, then where has he gone?
I know still less.
Have you seen him before?
Yes, once on the old tower.
Do you mean he's a stranger?
Oh, very much.
You've seen him nowhere but on the tower?
And on this spot just now.
What was he doing on the tower?
Only standing there and looking down at me.
Was he a gentleman?
No.
Then nobody about the place? Nobody from the village?
Nobody.
But if he isn't a gentleman...
What is he? He's a horror.
A horror?
He's... God help me if I know what he is.
It's time we should be at church.
I'm not fit for church.
Won't it do you good?
It won't do them.
The children?
I can't leave them now.
You're afraid?
I'm afraid of him.
When was it on the tower?
About the middle of the month, at this same hour.
Almost at dark?
Oh, no, not nearly. I saw him as I see you.
Then how did he get in?
And how did he get out? I had no opportunity to ask him. This evening, you see, he has not been able to get in.
He only peeps?
I hope it will be confined to that. Go to church.
Goodbye, I must watch.
Do you fear for them?
Don't you?
What is he like?
He's like nobody.
Nobody?
He has no hat. He has red hair, very red, close curling, and a pale face, long in shape, with straight, good features and little, rather queer whiskers that are as red as his hair. His eyebrows are somehow darker. They look particularly arched, and as if they might move a great deal. His eyes are sharp, strange, awfully. But I only know clearly that they're rather small and very fixed. His mouth's wide and his lips are thin, and except for his little whiskers, he's quite clean-shaven. He gave me a sort of sense of looking like an actor.
An actor?
I had never seen one, but so I suppose them. He's tall, active, erect, but never a gentleman.
A gentleman he.
You know him, then?
But he is handsome.
Remarkably.
And dressed?
In somebody's clothes. They're smart, but they're not his own.
They're the master's.
You do know him?
Quint.
Quint?
Peter Quint. His own man, his valet, when he was here.
When the master was?
He never wore his hat. But he did wear, well, there were waistcoats missed. They were both here last year. Then the master went, and Quint was alone.
Alone?
Alone with us. In charge.
And what became of him?
He went too.
Went where?
God knows where. He died.
Died?
Yes. Mr. Quint is dead. He was looking for someone else, you say? Someone who was not you?
He was looking for little Miles. That's whom he was looking for.
But how do you know?
I know. And you know, my dear.
What if he should see him?
Little Miles? That's what he wants.
The child?
Heaven forbid, the man! He wants to appear to them. It does strike me that my pupils have never mentioned
his having been here, and the time they were with him.
The time they were with him, and his name, his presence, his history in any way.
Oh, the little lady doesn't remember. She never heard or knew.
The circumstances of his death? Perhaps not. But Miles would remember. Miles would know.
Ah, don't try him.
Don't be afraid. It is rather odd.
That he has never spoken of him?
Never by the least allusion, and you tell me they were great friends.
Oh, it wasn't him. It was Quint's own fancy. To play with him, I mean, to spoil him. Quint was much too free.
Too free with my boy?
Too free with everyone.
I have it from you, then, for it's of great importance. That he was definitely and admittedly bad.
Oh, not admittedly. I knew it, but the master didn't.
And you never told him?
Well, he didn't like tale-bearing. He hated complaints. He was terribly short with anything of that kind, and if people were all right to him...
He wouldn't be bothered with more. I promise you I would have told.
I dare say I was wrong. But really, I was afraid.
Afraid of what?
Of things that man could do. Quint was so clever, he was so deep.
You weren't afraid of anything else? Not of his effect?
His effect?
On innocent little precious lives? They were in your charge.
No, they were not in mine. The master believed in him and placed him here because he was supposed not to be well and the country air was so good for him. So he had everything to say. Yes, even about them.
Them? That creature? And you could bear it?
No, I couldn't. And I can't now.
How often and how passionately, for a week, we came back together to the subject. On the dawn of a winter's morning, Peter Quint was found by a labourer going to early work, stone dead on the road from the village. A catastrophe explained, superficially at least, by a visible wound to his head. Such a wound as might have been produced, and as on the final evidence had been, by a fatal slip, in the dark and after leaving the public house, on the steepish icy slope, a wrong path altogether, at the bottom of which he lay. The icy slope, the turn mistaken at night and in liquor, accounted for much. Practically, in the end, and after the inquest and boundless chatter, for everything. But there had been matters in his life, strange passages and perils, secret disorders, vices more than suspected, that would have accounted for a good deal more. I saw my service so strongly and so simply. I was there to protect and defend the little creatures. We were cut off, really, together. We were united in our danger. They had nothing but me, and I had them. It was, in short, a magnificent chance. This chance presented itself to me in an image richly material. I was a screen. I was to stand before them. The more I saw, the less they would. I began to watch them in a stifled suspense. It didn't last as suspense. It was superseded by horrible proofs. Proofs, I say, yes, from the moment I really took hold. This moment dated from an afternoon hour that I happened to spend in the grounds with the younger of my pupils alone. We'd left Miles indoors on the red cushion of a deep window-seat. He'd wished to finish a book. His sister, on the contrary, had been alert to come out, and I strolled with her half an hour, seeking the shade, for the sun was still high and the day exceptionally warm. Suddenly I became aware that we had an interested spectator. I'd sat down with a piece of work on the old stone bench which overlooked the pond, and in this position I began to take in, with certitude, and yet without direct vision, the presence, at a distance, of a third person. There was an alien object in view, a figure whose right of presence I instantly, passionately questioned. Of the positive identity of the apparition I would assure myself as soon as the small clock of my courage should have ticked out the right second. Meanwhile, with an effort that was already sharp enough, I transferred my eyes straight to little Flora, who at the moment was about 10 yards away. My heart had stood still for an instant with the wonder and terror of the question whether she too would see, and I held my breath while I waited for what a cry from her, what some sudden, innocent sign either of interest or of alarm would tell me. I waited, but nothing came. Then, in the first place, and there is something more dire in this, I feel, than in anything I have to relate, I was determined by a sense that within a minute all sounds from her had previously dropped, and in the second by the circumstance that also within the minute she had in her play turned her back to the water. This was her attitude when I at last looked at her, looked with a confirmed conviction that we were still together under direct personal notice. She had picked up a small flat piece of wood, which happened to have in it a little hole, that had evidently suggested to her the idea of sticking in another fragment that might figure as a mast and make the thing a boat. This second morsel, as I watched her, she was very markedly and intently attempting to tighten in its place. My apprehension of what she was doing sustained me so that after some seconds I felt I was ready for more. Then I again shifted my eyes. I faced what I had to face.
They know. It's too monstrous. They know, they know.
And what on earth?
Why, all that we know, and heaven knows what else besides. 2 hours ago in the garden, Flora saw.
She's told you?
Not a word, that's the horror. She kept it to herself. The child of 8. That child!
Well, then how do you know?
I was there, I saw with my eyes. Saw that she was perfectly aware.
Do you mean aware of him?
No. Of her, another person this time. But a figure of quite as unmistakable horror and evil. A woman in black, pale and dreadful, with such an air also and such a face. On the other side of the lake. I was there with the child, quiet for the hour, and in the midst of it, she came.
Came how? From where?
From where they come from. She just appeared and stood there, but not so near.
Was she someone you've never seen?
Yes, but someone the child has. Someone you have. My predecessor. The one who died.
Miss Jessel.
Miss Jessel. You don't believe me?
How can you be sure?
Then ask Flora. She's sure. Oh, no, for God's sake, don't. She'll say she isn't. She'll lie.
Ah, how can you?
Because I'm clear. Flora doesn't want me to know.
It's only then to spare you.
No. There are depths. The more I go over it, the more I see in it. The more I see in it, the more I fear. I don't know what I don't see, what I don't fear.
You mean you're afraid of seeing her again?
Oh, no, that's nothing now. It's not seeing her.
I don't understand you.
Why, it's that the child may keep it up, and that the child assuredly will without my knowing it.
Dear, we must keep our heads, and after all, if she doesn't mind it, perhaps she likes it.
Likes such things? A scrap of an infant?
Isn't it just a proof of her blessed innocence?
Oh, we must clutch at that. We must cling to it. If it isn't a proof of what you say, it's a proof of God knows what. For the woman's a horror of horrors.
Tell me how you know.
Then you admit it's what she was.
Tell me how you know.
No, by seeing her, by the way she looked.
At you, do you mean? So wickedly?
Dear me, no, I could have borne that. She never gave me a glance. She only fixed the child.
Fixed her?
With such awful eyes.
Do you mean of dislike?
God help us, no, of something much worse.
Worse than dislike?
With a determination indescribable. With a kind of fury of intention.
Intention?
To get hold of her. That's what Flora knows.
The person was in black, you say?
In mourning, rather poor, almost shabby, but yes, with extraordinary beauty. Oh, handsome, very, very wonderfully handsome. But infamous.
Miss Jessel was infamous. They were both infamous.
I appreciate the great decency of your not having hitherto spoken, but the time has certainly come to give me the whole thing. I must have it now. Of what did she die? Come, there was something between them.
There was everything.
In spite of the difference of the...
Oh, of their rank, their condition. She was a lady.
Yes, she was a lady.
And he so dreadfully below.
The fellow was a hound.
I've never seen one like him. He did what he wished.
With her?
With them all.
It must have been also what she wished.
Poor woman, she paid for it.
Then you do know what she died of?
No, I know nothing. I wanted not to know. I was glad enough I didn't, and I thanked heaven she was well out of this.
Yet you had then your idea.
Of her real reason for leaving? Oh, yes, as to that. She couldn't have stayed. Fancy it here, for a governess. And afterwards I imagined, and I still imagine, that what I imagine is dreadful.
Not so dreadful as what I do. It's far worse than I dreamed. There